Hello, welcome back to VJ Tech Talks. In the last session, we understood how to bring the data incrementally if your source is a file. We discussed 6 types of incremental techniques and learned how to detect and load the data incrementally when a new file arrives. We also explored how to use the file's last modified date to identify and load new data, right? Additionally, we looked at how to handle the changes within the file content itself, especially when the data changes frequently, and how to capture those incremental updates effectively. In today's session, we will discuss 3 more incremental load techniques. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and support me. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with my latest videos. The fourth technique is CDC files. The CDC files is one of the most commonly used technique. What is the CDC file? The CDC file is basically change data capture is something that the system will generate a log file. Whenever there is an operation happens at the source side, the source itself will generate a logs against to the according based on your operation. The what if the file itself it has these logs, the entries of the update, delete or inserts. If you have those entries, how to handle, how to read the file. You know that the new file, when there is a new file, how to detect that new file, that file comparison we already explored in the previous video. If you haven't watched my previous video, please do watch and before continuing with this video so that you will understand what exactly it is. The CDC file, we know that the file can be easily, we can identify, we can load the data incrementally from the source. But file itself, it has a log. Let's say this record is inserted, this record is deleted, this record is updated. Then how to deal these kind of scenarios? We'll look into it. CDC file. I have captured a couple of examples here. And let's say typically this is how this log file looks like. That you will have the orders, let's say 101, like you will have the order ID and again is the date and then what operation it happened and on daily basis, like this will capture the log files similar to this. I means insert, U means update and D means delete. These are all 3 operations. This simply it is capturing whenever there is something happens on your source file. Then how to deal with these kind of things? So the ID is 102, 103. This is what the data. This is what the data. See, there is the operation 101 is deleted. Then how I can handle this one? The simple pattern here is in the SQL, and directly you can what you can do is you can implement the merge logic. Okay, merge logic. If you have a merge logic, what happens if you observe the data also? The based on the data you have to perform like merge logic. So merge statement is something that we are just joining that customer ID and the source. So using the customer ID, the source, just we are comparing with this one. And target table, you have a target table. Target definitely the first time it's a full load and you will be having the customer ID and customer ID. Based on this customer ID, just you're comparing. If there is a operation equal to U, then you have to update that according your operation against all the row values in the table. When there is a delete, then delete the records. When there is no match in the records which is exist in the target table, then you will be inserting the data. This is the one of the traditional technique, Databricks Delta Live Tables. Delta Live Tables is a declarative pipeline. In the modern way, the declarative pipeline is the Databricks side, and directly you will access the data, then you no need to worry about insert subjects and all. And what you have to declare is declarative pipeline. You have to specify the which table you're bringing and which column you are looking into it. That's all. These are the two aspects you have to define. The declarative pipeline, it is smart enough to understand which one is updated, which one is deleted and all based on the CDC logs, and it will bring the data, it will update your target table. You no need to write these kind of techniques. This is the one of the best technique, the most industry widely used technique. Let's move on to the next. We have another pattern. We have file version snapshot incremental. What exactly it is? Let's imagine this is one of the incremental technique. Let's imagine every time there is no logic in the source side. Every time they're sending one file with the full data. First time you're getting with the full data, and second time also you're getting with the full data, but every time, but there are some updates are there, some deletes are there, but every time you're getting a single file. But only thing is that what you are having some kind of a version. Version means that this is yesterday's data, this is today's data, but all files it's a full data. But how you can deal these kind of scenarios, how you can bring the data incrementally, how you can load data into the target table. See, every file full data set, no incremental data from the source, but we have to create the incremental logic. How to handle this one? Let's say this is one of the file. If you look at the file, ID, name, city, and you have, this is the value, these are all the values, and ID, name, city, 1, John, New York, there is no change in the first row, right? The second one, there is a Berlin. London, it was London, now it changes to Berlin, right? Then David and Mikey, and Paris and Tokyo. This is a new row. This third one is deleted here. See, there are three operations happened between these two files, right? Insert happened, update happened, delete as well happened. Like, three operations happened. Then how you can deal with that? See, every time you're getting a full file, see, only change it to the version. This is the 10th of March. This is the 11th of March. Based on this one, this is how you can deal this one, right? So the simplest one technique, what you can do is you can write sequels for individual for detect, let's say, select with the help of this one, we are able to detect the inserts, right? All the inserts from the new table. That's all, right? Newly arrived file. Just we are comparing with the old file and the new file. If there is a new entry which is not there in the old file, which means we can say that this is insert. Similar way, you will get the you have to identify the updates as well. Updates, how you will update? You have to update all the columns. What are the columns you have? The ID, name, city, and where old, new, not equal to old. If it is, see, if everywhere, if it's equals, that's fine. If it is not equal to it, which means there is a update in the field itself. That is the way we have to identify the updates. What about deletes? Deletes also, there is a, see, the old file there is a ID, but new file that ID is not exist, which means there is a delete happen. That record has to be deleted in your target table. You understood, right? So let me write it down, like, at least a where condition I can write it down. The same statement only, just a where condition, where, let's say, is null. Just similar way, deletes, how you can, deletes also similar way you can identify the deletes as well. Where if this ID is not there, it's not there in the new file, which means this record, particular ID record is deleted in the new file, which means that the old file has to be deleted. This is the one of the approach to you can implement the incremental technique with the snapshot logic, file version versus snapshot logic. With the help of these two, and you can implement the incrementally, you can update the target record. What is the best approach? See, if as I asked you to check the, let's say I have a millions of ideally, let's say 200 columns I have, and 200 columns, can I write a where condition like this? Is that optimal solution? is that it takes a lot of time, right? So how you can achieve this one? One best technique what you can do is values in a single column, so that it is easy for me. I don't want to write all this, just I will look that final column, the derived column, then I will compare the values, and if it is matches, and based on that, and I will take a call, right? That is, we call it as a hash technique. Add a one hash column at the end of the table and derived column, then every time you no need to look for the all individual columns, directly compare old hash and new hash column, then that's it. Then if you're comparing all these things, like you're comparing with that column, that will be resolve your problem. That is the another technique, we call it as a hash checksum based incremental. So how you can implement here, this is one of the most widely used technique. Most of the companies, they are using this one, the hash technique. Hash mechanism is, as I said, that this will try to identify the changes in the old and new. Let's say I will put you one example how basically this will. Let's say one best example, burger A B C 1 2 3. This is my record. Okay, burger, this is my record. Okay, the next time what I'm getting is burger XYZ 1 2 3. That's all. So the ABC is the hash code and XYZ 1 2 3 is the hash code. Just if I compare these two, easily I will identify there is a change, right? There is a change. That's all. As simple as that. So hash, how you can generate the hash keys like a hash column, that the formula is very easy. Hash equal to, how you can generate this hash equal to name plus city. That's it. This is the, see, all the columns I'm keeping like this, plus 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 plus. Then you will it will generate a one kind of a hash key code, like you can say one kind of a code it will generate. Hash code will be generated by this formula. Then that formula, what is the function, that formula, you every time you will compare, then you will identify the changes. That's all. As simple as that. Okay, if there is a change, and you will read the data. If there is no change, you're not reading the data. Based on that, you will take a call. Okay, so in SQL, how you can do this one? In the SQL, MD5 function will be there in the SQL. MD5 function, that what exactly it is, the MD5 function. The simple, as I said, that you have to write like this as a function, hash bytes MD5. This is the way we have to write. Just as I said, the name plus and like city, whatever it is. That's all. As hash column. Hash column. Okay. So this is how you're able to get that data, and every time you will compare, then you will detect the changes, and based on that you will take a call. Okay, the updates and all, you have to write a little SQL over there, but it's a traditional way. But the modern way, we have different techniques. We will use the Databricks, PySpark, and also we will be using, as I said, the declarative pipelines, and also it is possible with the ADF as well. Okay, so I hope you understand whatever we discussed so far, all these three techniques. If you have any doubts or any questions, feel free to comment. If you like my videos, please do share with your friends and colleagues. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for the latest updated videos. See you in the next video. Until then, see you. Bye-bye.